Hello, my name is Big Psycho, and today we're going to learn something about Cynosural Field generators, also called Cynos. Cynosural Field generators are used as a supporting tool for capital ships in low-sec and null-sec. When a Cyno is lit, a capital ship in the same fleet can jump to that Cyno from another system. In addition, a Cyno can be used to bring in sub-capital ships via a so-called Titan or Black Ops bridge. Essentially, when you see a Cyno, you never know what is on the other end of it. Now I'm going to explain how you should light a Cyno on a station if you're asked to do that. Quite often people will just tell you to undock and light your Cyno. But there is a little bit more to that. A Cyno needs to be lit such that ships jumping to your Cyno do not spawn inside the station structure, and at the same time ships need to be able to dock after they spawn. This is especially critical for jump freighters because they have zero defensive nor offensive capabilities. So if you light a Cyno for a buddy that asks you, hey, I'm moving a jump freighter, can you please light me a Cyno in a station? Just try to do your best, make it right, because if that jump freighter bumps, it cannot dock and gets killed, that's quite an expensive lost mail. Alright, first of all, you need to find yourself a ship to light a Cyno in. If you fear that you're going to die, then do not use an expensive ship. But that should not be an issue, because Cynos can be fit to rookie ships, like a Velador that I have here, or an Impera, or a Reaper, or an Ibis. So I'm just gonna open up that Ibis, go to the fitting window, sorry, that's the insurance window. And yeah, okay, obviously right now it has two guns fitted that we don't need. Let's see the range. You know, in fact, we're gonna leave that civilian miner fitted because it's just here we can use that. Alright. The next thing, you need a Cynosural Field generator. So you open up your market. I'm on a test server here, so don't be surprised about the prices. And you find the Cynosural Field generator. Make sure it's this one, it's not the Cobalt one. And you right click buy, just need one, and fit. There we go. Requirements for this thing are not that bad. It does only require Cynosural Field Theory level 1, but I recommend training this to level 4 because then it consumes less liquid ozone as detailed here. I have it trained to level 5. It consumes 250 units. If you have it trained to level 4, it consumes 300 units of liquid ozone, which should be quite enough. Like, you should be able to fit that into your cargo hold. So we're gonna buy liquid ozone. And I'm just gonna buy 300 to prove a point. 300 just perfectly fit in. See that? We don't need that one trit, so remove. Alright. So now we are going to undock, right? No. I've just said we could use that civilian miner. It's quite easy why, I will explain. Before I do that although, I will buy two more items that are recommended. The first one is a J5B Warp. They must have renamed it. So we're just gonna look for Warp Scramblers. J5B Face Prototype Warp Scrambler. This is it. We're gonna buy this one. Right? And the reason why we do that is quite simple. It has an optimal range of 8,625 meters, which is just perfect for determining the range of our position on the station. I believe the fitting requirements are not that high either. I mean, if you don't have these trained, I think you can even have this this item offline on your ship. Alright. Good, before you undock, just double check, always double check you've got liquid ozone, because if you undock, you don't have liquid ozone, you tell, yeah, Cyno is up, oh wait, I don't have liquid ozone, somebody is going to be mad at you. And I'm saying that out of experience. Being on both sides of it. Okay. So I recommend following this tutorial whenever you try to light a Cyno. However, obviously sometimes there's not the time for it, etc, etc, there might be reasons, so just plan ahead. If you know this is your home station, just double check how can you light a Cyno. And how do we do that? It's quite easy. We use our tactical overlay here. Just click on it, and it shows you ranges in kilometers from your ship. So this is my ship. This is the ranges from my ship. You can zoom out, you can zoom in. Basically, the outer sphere you see here, this is your locking range. You can also verify that by opening your ship fittings. It tells you targeting 29 kilometers, so that's almost a 30-kilometer ring. But what is important for us is a roughly 10-kilometer ring across the ship. That ring we use to determine where the Cyno should be lit. Now, why is this important? First of all, when you light a Cyno, it's being lit roughly where you are. However, the ships do not land at the 0 spot where you are. The ships land in a 5 to 10 kilometer radius across you, around you. It's usually 5 kilometers. This is, however, dependent on the ship's size. If like a normal subcapital ship jumps to you, there won't be a problem. If a jump freighter, a super carrier, or a Titan jumps to you, there might be problems because they are a little bit bigger than that. So the recommended way of doing it is having at least 8 kilometers, and this is why we fit this warp scrambler. See, even if it's offline, we see that sphere. See that? Or we use the already fitted civilian miner. So what are we gonna do? What is my point? My point is, if you hover your mouse, you don't click it, you just hover your mouse over this item and you have the overlay activated. You see that ring, that sphere. This is the 10-kilometer ring around you, and you see how that ring, that sphere, interferes with the station. This is not good. If a ship spawns, it might end up bumping away from the station and it will be unable to dock, and that's not what we want. So how do we prevent that? I mean, use your visual overlay and see, okay, if I move here, we should be fine. It should be better, right? So let's just do that. Double click in space in the direction you want to move. Zoom out again. Hover your mouse over either your civilian miner or the warp scrambler. The J5B phase prototype warp scrambler is apparently the best item to use for that. And wait until you're clearing all the structures. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. That's pretty good. That's yeah. Even those antennas here, they're only very at the edge. That's not that much of an issue. This antenna here, alright, yeah, that's a little bit bad. I'm gonna move down, just a little bit further down, just to be perfectly safe. Alright, and hover over this again, and yeah, that looks good. That looks perfect. Alright, so we just found our spot, right? So we bookmark this spot. We open up people and places. You go to places, you say add location, and you say Cyno spot at station, or whatever your preferred name for this is. Here we go. Now the next thing you want to do, you want to check if that spot, if you light your Cyno here, like ships will land in 8 kilometers across you, and obviously if they land on the top here, it's fine. They will be dock cable. But what if they end up like down there? Is that good? I mean, will they be able to dock? We will check. So we just double click in space and burn straight down. At the same time, we just click the bookmark, or we hover over the bookmark, and we see the range to this bookmark. You can also drop a can if you're having issues with seeing that bookmark. And you want to burn like 8 kilometers away from it, 8.2, so basically the range that we had on the warp scrambler. And we're just gonna stop our ship prematurely because we're also okay. This is 7.6, 7.8. Let's burn a little bit more. You see, visually we're getting outside of the docking range, but if you click on the station, it still tells us 0 meters. Anything between like up to 300 meters is fine. It now says 9 kilometers. We're still in docking range, so this is perfect. This spot is pretty good, and all we have to do is approach this spot again. Double check we have liquid ozone like we did before. Yes, we do. and essentially light your Cyno. If you light a Cyno, you need to be in a fleet. You cannot light your Cyno without being in a fleet, and you cannot leave the fleet and then join again. Like, the Cyno is only valid for the fleet that you are lighting it in. So also make sure you are in the correct fleet when you light your Cyno. Once you've come to a stop, and you know that you're in the perfect position, couple meters on and off doesn't matter, but just be quite close to it, you click it and you light it. Now you're unable to move. You basically cannot dock. If you try to dock, see,
Docking permission
you're unable to dock because the Cyno is there. This one will be up for 10 minutes. You can deactivate straight away or not. I mean, if you only have 300 liquid ozone, then you cannot light another Cyno without enough liquid ozone, so it's fine. And there we go. Now your buddies can jump to your Cyno if they're in the same fleet, and maybe if they're very thankful, they will give you 1 million or 2 million or something, or 10 million, depending on how urgent it is. Some people like to give you a couple of ISKIs for it. I usually tended to give 10 million ISK to people that lit me a Cyno if I really needed it. So yeah. Good. If you like this tutorial, if you like this information, feel free to subscribe for more videos like this and combat videos as I usually do. And I see you next time. Fly safe.